Hey, let's go. Here we go. Look at how thick this one is. Also, look at the stinking paperback that's in there. It doesn't even match. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, here goes nothing. I'm a little nervous about this one because people say the steam in this is a lot, so I don't know. I hope that doesn't like take away from the story because I don't want just pure steam. I want like a story and a plot. So based on how thick this is, there better be a good freaking plot in this one. Okay, so I was going to take the book cover off because this book is so big that I knew it was just gonna drive me nuts if I had to keep it on. But I read the little like insert thing that gives you like a synopsis of the book, and it seems like it's gonna be mostly from Nesta's point of view and Cassian, so this is gonna be really interesting, and they're gonna have to go somehow battle the queens or like deal with the queens in this one, I think. So hopefully that just makes the plot good, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've been reading the past couple of days and I haven't come back on here since I first started it, but I'm only on chapter 5. I just haven't been able to really sit down and read for hours. But one thing I don't like about this one is we get different points of views. We go between Cassian and Nesta, which is fine. I like that. But in the previous books, there was always a little italicized name at the chapter, or if they'd like switch in the middle of a chapter, and they don't have that. So I have to kind of, I mean, you figure it out within the first like sentence, but I don't know. I'd rather have that, like the formatting is changed. Like I'd rather have it be at the chapter. I don't know. I also feel like the writing is it's not different. And I have to remember that these are different characters. We don't normally get these points of views in the other books. So like maybe that's just it. Some of the stuff I'm reading, just like, what? Why are you saying that? So I don't know. We'll see. But Cassian is going to have to train Nesta. It makes me sad because I do like being able to read Nesta's point of view because she is pushing and pushing and pushing people away from her. So I'm excited to see like how Cassian can help her kind of break that and like be like, hey, it's actually okay to love people, and show that because you care about them still no matter what, that because she's scared people are gonna like use her or like use those vulnerabilities and as weaknesses and stuff, and it's fine. So I've got some Dunkin', St. Patrick's Day, and I'm gonna read. I have class at 1 and it's 11:30 right now. I'll probably read pretty much until my class and then hopefully read quite a bit after my class because I really don't have much to do today, which is awesome. I'm gonna read and I'll check in later today with how the book is going. Hi, so I didn't check in yesterday, but I read 9 chapters, so I'm on chapter 14, and it's taking a little while to get into the story because of Nesta, just her resistance to training and kind of working with Cassian. So she finally put in an hour of work, and I think she super enjoys working at the library, which I would too. But I do understand Nesta, like the way her brain is processing. So she wanted to train with Cassian, like wanted to do things, but like her brain was like, just do it, take his hand, like go out in the ring, whatever. But physically she could not. And I understand that so well because I get into these moods and I know I'm acting crazy and like I want to give my husband a hug or something, but like I physically will not be able to do it. Like I can't get myself to do it. So it's kind of weird, but I understand her hesitation and why it's taken so long. Really, no, nothing really has happened. Just the fact that they're trying to get her to train and she's working in the library. I like that the house like kind of likes her and wants to help her. So not a whole lot has happened, but we'll see. Tomorrow, Nate and I will be going back home for the first time since Christmas. So we'll have a 3-hour drive. I will definitely get this finished by this weekend. either on the way there or the way back. I forgot to mention, when I was finishing my chapter last night, they mentioned the Valkyries, and I had seen a TikTok. It wasn't a spoiler, it was like some craft, but it was the Valeris Valkyries. And so there was also a hashtag that said Nesta. So like I really don't know anything, but I'm assuming that Nesta is gonna be like, maybe she's a Valkyrie somehow. It'd be kind of cool if she became a Valkyrie or something. So I'm like freaking out because Cassie and Nesta just had their first like normal dinner and they're talking normally, and it's just getting all they're like right up against each other, and he just calls her Powers a song that he's been waiting to hear for a long time. I need them to just like kiss. I just like can't keep reading. I need to keep reading though. I just like their chemistry and their like ferocity, and I just love it. That was the most uncomfortable scene I've ever read in my life, and it was so funny because this book is much more steamy than the other ones, but they were both hot for each other basically at the breakfast table. And Cassie had asked what her book was about, and she goes, this book is about a book, and I'm losing it. This is the most awkward. The rest of this book is like this. It's gonna be awkward, but oh man, it's so funny. Okay, so I'm in the car and waiting on my husband, but we're about to head home so I can get a good about 3 hours of reading in. Hopefully it's 4:40, so I guess we'll see how much reading I can get done before it gets too dark. So we'll probably get home around 8. So see how much reading I can get done. And before I forget, Feyre's pregnant and I'm so excited, which is why Reese was shielding her and even covering her scent because he's territorial, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited, she's pregnant. And the fact that like Cassian and Azriel were calling themselves uncles just made me so happy. I'm so excited. So I'm back home now. We are back home. I did not read it all yesterday, but I did get to read the full 3 hours on the drive home Friday night, and I only have this much left. I'm on chapter 61. It's like 120 pages left. I don't think I'll finish it tonight because it's already 6:37, and I think Nate and I are going to try to watch Captain Marvel tonight, and that's 2 hours, so I just don't think I'll be able to finish it. So I'll definitely finish it tomorrow. I am loving this so far. I love Nesta's character development so freaking much, and I relate to her so much, just the way that her mind works and how she thinks, and like just 100% I understand. Okay, Rhysand in this is kind of making me mad. Like his character is just kind of making me a little angry, because the thing about Rhysand in the other books is like, if we didn't get his point of view, we at least got Feyre's, and they would talk, and it would, I don't know, maybe it just portrayed him in a better light, and maybe because this is like Nesta's point of view and Cassian's point of view, that it's putting him in a different kind of light and not like a lovey light. It was more of like a High Lord. So it's kind of weird and it's a little off-putting. I don't love it, but it's fine. But Nesta, oh my gosh, there's so much that has happened. She got the mask and she got the harp and killed Lanthis, whatever, the immortal, like the very immortal being. She's super awesome at dancing. I just feel like I don't know, I love her character as like Lady Death. I think that's amazing. And oh my gosh, you guys, I am obsessed with the Valkyries. The fact that they are training as Valkyries. It makes me so happy. I love Gwen and I love Emery so much. Like this little unit of broken women, females, who are training to like never fear anything again. Like they will be in control. Like, you know, I love it so much. And like literally the last chapter was Emery, Gwen, and Nesta beating or like getting through the blood right, whatever. I don't remember what they called it. A blood right something. Qualifier. The blood right qualifier. And it just made me so excited. It made me super happy. I really like Cassian and Nesta's relationship. I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of this book once I finish it. But basically they just both, it's kind of weird. They both just like said their feelings for each other, and then he was gone for 5 days, and then they started the like obstacle course. And then that happened for 2 months, so we lost like 2 months. It took 2 months for them to get through the blood right quarterly or qualifier. And so I don't really know how their relationship changed after that. So I'm going to keep reading now. I'm going to finish it tomorrow probably. I don't think I'll be able to finish it tonight. There's no way. Yeah, I will check in when I finish this book and let you know my final thoughts. But this book is so good. I'm kind of nervous. I didn't really know what this was going to be about, but it's a lot more training, and it's kind of like leading up. So I'm hoping the next book is like action-based kind of, again, with like the wars and stuff, kind of like how A Court of Mist and Fury was versus A Court of Wings and Ruin. So we'll see. There's still 120 pages left, and I'm scared of what's going to happen in those 120 pages. Okay, so I knew that they were totally mates, but Cassian just like brought it up and basically saying that he knew that they were mates from when they saw her, and now she's all mad and all that, and she freaking called in her favor and sent him away, and I'm just like, come on, just say it. Because honestly, after the solstice, when they like admitted what they felt for each other, I for sure thought that whenever they were done, little like a bonding or a mating tattoo or whatever happens when you get mated, would show up, and it didn't. So I was kind of confused, but it's just because she won't freaking admit it. It's fine. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm just mad. Okay, what the frick is happening? Because Nesta went to Emery's, and then Gwen showed up, and they were just hanging out, and something just came into the room. Is it Brialyn? I can't say her name, stupid. Queen Bee, that's what I'm gonna call her. Queen Bee with the crown, because something flayed open her mind, is what it says. That's the only thing I can think of. I knew something was gonna happen, and she just sent Cassian away. And now she's gonna be like taken. I can't. I can't. Can we just have some happiness and nothing happening? I need another Frost and Starlight, because my heart can't take all the kidnapping and stuff that happens in the normal books. I can't do it. Okay, sometimes I accidentally, like, when the end of a chapter is there, I accidentally glance at it and then I ruin things for myself, and I do that a lot. But it's okay. It was just the blood right. It's fine. They're going there. They weren't kidnapped by Brialyn's team, Queen Bee's team. Okay, we're good. That was scary. It's just the blood right. It's fine. It's fine. Good morning. Okay, so I did end up finishing the book last night, which makes me have read 339 pages yesterday. And I had no intentions of finishing this book yesterday, but it happened. And you guys, I love this book so much. Like, Nesta's character development has been, it's just, I relate to her so much, and just seeing her work through her like traumas and just like pain was so awesome. And like Cassian is so good for her, and the training with the Valkyries was amazing. I'm trying to think of where I left off when I talked to you guys last. I said, she and Emery and them got taken to the Blood Rite, which was kind of the behind the scenes was Brialyn. I wanted to say Amarantha, but it's Brialyn. I don't know how to say her name. Nesta, Emery, and Gwen were able to find each other, and then Gwen and Emery were able to actually win the rite, which was awesome. And Nesta stayed back, and then Cassian showed up with Brialyn under her spell and was trying to kill her, and then was going to kill himself, and then she erupted, and it was fantastic. And then Feyre was dying, which meant that the baby was going to die and that Rhys was going to die because those idiots made a freaking bargain. And they'd leave the world together, so they're freaking stupid. But Nesta gave most of her power back to save Feyre, and I cried a lot during the ending just because of Nesta's growth, and just, it was just so touching, and like she was sacrificing so much. I cried so much during Gwen's story when she was actually telling her story, it just like broke my heart. Yeah, when Nesta was, she called all of the Dread Trove stuff to her, and she was like pleading with the cauldron, and then the mother like left some of her powers for her. It just made me really happy. And she accepted Cassian as her mate. She wanted to have a big mating ceremony, like a fancy mating ceremony, and I was like, yes. And I'm really happy that she was able to save Farah and the baby, because Rhys was no longer acting like a total jerk to her. He was like showering her in presents and stuff, because he's just been, I didn't like him this much in this book, which like hurt me because I love Rhys, and he was just being so mean. I know it's Nesta, but like I love those characters who are total like put up fronts, because you just know that underneath they are the biggest softies and the biggest like most caring hearts. I just, you know, I love those kind of characters. So I finished this book, and I don't know what to do with myself now. I want to start Throne of Glass sometime, but I'm going to take a break from that and wait. I don't want to start another series like that quite yet, because I know there's so many. I think there's like 9 books in that series maybe, and this was only 5. I got to get this one out of my system first. But one thing I did not like about this book was the amount of sex scenes. You could take like 50 pages out of this book and it'd be perfect. Like, there were just too many for me. I know, like, whatever, personal preference just for me. I did give it 5 stars on Goodreads, but kind of 4.5, taking a half off just because of that one thing that I didn't like. Some of the scenes, they make sense, because like the winter solstice, that's one scene that I understand. Some of the other ones were a bit much, but again, personal preference. They didn't take away from the story too much, which, like, if it had taken away from the story, I probably would have been pretty upset. But because this story had so much going on and just like so much character development, I was fine with it. So those are my thoughts. I'll do a little review of this one, and then I'll end with a collective overall thoughts of the series and try to keep that as spoiler free as possible, and I'm super excited about it. And then like a week and a half left of March, and I got some time to maybe read a couple more books this month, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so if you followed along, thank you guys for following along, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!